Hello guys, and welcome back to another interesting video. And we have a device right here. The customer sent the phone over to us from all the way from Ekiti State, and he said he wants us to help him repair this Redmi product. All right, so here is how I got the package. This is me unboxing the package right here. All right, and you can see over here there is a sign of the phone has been opened before, so we've contacted the owner, and the sender is also aware of that. So if you're a technician or you're watching, you're not a technician, you have a device that is giving you problem, all right, please, you can send it over to us and we are going to repair it for you and send it back to you. Okay guys, so you can see me putting in a charger here, and the phone is not showing any sign of life at all. All right, so there are few things I noticed from the phone while opening it, and is the camera. Okay, all right, although I knew that the customer had opened the phone before, and there's supposed to be a bigger camera on this side, and on the side there should be a smaller camera. So here the camera is not right, but I have communicated with the sender, and he is also aware of this. Okay, so right here as well, the smaller camera is usually here, right, on this type of model. All right guys, that's how it is. If you're interested in our online training, please DM us on the numbers on the screen, or if you're interested in our physical training, you can also DM us on the numbers on the screen if you want to take your repair level to another level. Okay, all right, now regarding the phone, let's go ahead and see what we can do with this phone. This is going to be a very interesting video, so take your time to watch, because you're going to learn a lot of things from this video. So anywhere you are from in Nigeria, you can send us your devices to repair for you, and we are going to do just that. Okay, but message us on the numbers on the screen as well. Now this is me disassembling the phone, trying to check what could be the problem, and all that troubleshooting starts right away. All right, and the first thing I'm going to do is to remove the PCB, do physical inspection. And one thing I love about this person is that he has not removed the shield. Okay, so this gives us a go ahead to troubleshoot this device. All right, as you can see, the VBAT is reading properly, but let's go ahead to check with the DC power supply to see the reading. Okay, let's connect the DC power supply right away. So let me power on the DC power, and immediately I power on the DC power supply. Is drawing 0.172 current right there. Okay, so that's a sign of short circuit on the VPH line. All right, which is the primary line. We do have secondary lines as well, but here it's the short is right on the primary line. All right, and we are going to see what happened because of the history of the phone, that it is water damaged device, so we need to do physical inspection, all right, to see corrosion, burnt components maybe. So that's what I'm doing right away, and I can see, as I have opened that side, I see a corroded component, and that's why I'm opening up the other shield as well, so that I can take a proper physical inspection on the PCB, which is very, very important for us as a technician. When the shields are covered, there's no way you're going to see what is under. I usually tell my students there's no way you're going to see what is under, all right, without removing the shields. And removing the shield as well requires a level of professionalism, because if you remove it abnormally, you can end up doing more damage to the PCB. So physical inspection, I see a lot of water damages around the power section, power management IC, and you can see it's also the PCB is drawing current right there. So let's put it under the thermal camera and let's see where the short circuit is coming from. All right, as you can see from the thermal camera, it's showing that the power IC is eating up even without triggering the power key. So that means we're going to start cleaning the PCB, and I'm going to start cleaning the PCB. I'm going to clean the PCB, but if you pay closer attention at that side, you see there are a lot of corrosion. You might not see properly, but there are a lot of corrosion around the components, around the power IC, around the network section. There are a lot of corrosion on this particular PCB, and I've known that this is gonna take a lot of effort to repair this PCB. So stay with me and be patient and see how I'm going to successfully repair this particular PCB. Let's go to the microscope as soon as possible, but before we get to the microscope, I have already cleaned this PCB. I have made sure it is clean. Now after the cleaning, I connected the DC power supply, and the short circuit was still there. All right, now look at, after I've removed the power IC, see what I found out. There are corrosion right under the power IC itself. So that is why the power IC is eating up so bad. So we are going to go into the process of cleaning the power IC and reballing the power IC. Look at this part right here. It is so burnt. All right, and it's can I say it's corroded? Yeah, it is really corroded right away. So, and look at here, there's a bridge right here, and I've separated it just as easy as that. All right, it's easy to me because I'm into it. All right, it might not be easy to you, so you need to take hours. It's going to take hours of practice. So this process of reballing is very important, especially when you find out that there are water, there are corrosion or water signs on, under the BGAs, under the IC, whatsoever IC it is. Okay, that's why reballing is very important. That's what I'm doing right away. If you want to learn more about reballing, all right, join our online training. If you want to learn more about troubleshooting, join our online training or physical training, and we are going to train you on how to be better at this job. All right, I'm done reballing the power management IC. I just want to flux it and reflow it right there. Immediately I reflow it, there are two BGAs that join together right here. Okay, so I'm going to quickly use my tweezer to sort that out, and while sorting that, I made sure that the balls are even. That is very important while reballing. Okay, it's very important that all your balls are all the same. All right, so now I'm going to go ahead to clean the pad. Remember, the reason why I'm doing all this is because of the history of the phone. It was having water damage history, and it was one of our subscribers that saw that we are going to be able to help them out. Okay, so and I really appreciate the honesty from that subscriber. All right, and the follower that sent this device. So I'm done cleaning the pad. All right, and I'm going to reinstall the power IC and see if it's going to work or not. Okay, so just take your time, follow me, don't rush, don't skip this video. So this requires high level of professionalism, reballing ICs and putting them back without damaging other neighboring components. It's very important that you take note of all this. All right, now after I'm done reballing the power IC, I'm going to power on the phone. All right, and see what next happens to the phone. If you're interested in our online training, please DM us on the numbers on the screen. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's connect the cable from our DC power supply. Let's see if it consumes the current. And as you can see, there's no more current consumption. Now let's try to power on the phone. As you can see, the phone is coming on. The phone is powering on right now. Ooh, that's a very great success regarding the power IC, power management IC. That's a very brilliant repair right there. But we have no display on the screen. We have no display on the screen. So I'm going to test a screen before we go back to the video. And I've actually tested another screen, and the phone is still not powering on. I mean, the phone is still not displaying. The screen that comes with the phone, all right, is not displaying at all. So once I know it's not displaying, I need to go right into the display section, and right here on my screen is the display section. We need to know what is going on at the display section. And if you take closer look, you will see corrosion right under the BGAs as well, the same way we found corrosion, you know, under the power management IC. The same thing is right here at the display section. So it's very, very important, you know, that you take note of all these things. When you have corrosion under the BGAs, it might not allow the phone to function properly. So I took some readings around the capacitors around the display. If you want to know how to do all this, please make sure you join our online training. So with the way things are looking, I'm going to reball the display IC. Okay, all right, we're going to reball the display IC, then we're going to install it back on the PCB. The reason I'm doing all this is because I know the history of the phone. I know it's water damage, so I should expect all these things that I'm seeing or witnessing right here. So now what I'm going to do is to, you know, is to prepare the pad, because I've already reballed it, and the balls I have right here are not even. I mean, the balls on the pad. So that's why it is very important. And also I want you to know that I've taken readings around this power IC that gives me a red flag that the power IC might be having, I mean, the display IC might be having issue. Are you get what I'm saying? The display IC might be having issue because there are some capacitors that are not really connected, okay, to the display IC. That's why I had to reball it, and after reballing it, I had to, you know, test it to see if it's going to work. And cleaning is very, very important in this line of work. You need to be someone that is cleaning. You see, now I'm taking another reading to see if the readings I took earlier has changed. So it is very, very important that you know how to use your multimeter, all right, to take readings. If you want to know all these things, please DM us on the numbers on the screen for our online training, or you come for physical training. You see, I'm taking readings. That's how to work. That's how to troubleshoot. You repair, you take readings with your multimeter to be sure that you are getting, you know, accurate reading. And with all this, all these readings I took already, it shows that display IC is still bad. All right, it's still bad. So I had to change the display IC. I have to replace the display IC. This is how to do troubleshooting step by step. You should carry a mind of not giving up when you're working with a device, but as well, it is very, very important that you work on a device, you know, like someone who has the knowledge. So that's why we are offering our online training. You can see the display IC has been replaced right now. So DM us on our numbers on the screen to join our online training to be able to know all this, and for physical training as well. And if you have a device that you would like to send to us, we'll be very, very, you know, glad to help you. Anywhere in Nigeria, you can ship us your, you know, you can ship your device to us, tell us the problem, let us help you troubleshoot, and we're going to come out with good results for you or for your customers. All right, now after replacing the display IC, I'm going to power on the phone because the screen has no crack or, you know, problem according to the customer, but the screen does not have crack as well, as you can see, but the screen is still not functioning properly. That is something about water damage phones. Sometimes, the screen might end up not working because of the water damage. And if you look at the clip, it's irregular. It's having irregular, stuff. So I had to, off camera, I had to change the FPC clip and see maybe the screen will come up, but the screen still did not come up. So what I'm going to do is to test with a brand new screen right now. Although I've tested with a brand new screen before I replaced the display IC, it was not working. So that was why I changed the display IC. So since I changed the display IC, let's take the test again. This phone took me hours of troubleshooting, reballing and repairs, and testing and all that. All right, so if you see it as a 17-minute video, it is practically physically more than that. I spent hours on this phone. So troubleshooting is not what you just do within 10 minutes and you are up there. You need to take readings. You need to, that's why you see in some aspect of this video I had to fast forward the video. All right, so now let's go ahead and see if the phone is going to power, or the phone is already powering on. Let's see if the display is going to show, and boom, right there, the display is back. Give a thumbs up. If you're interested in our online training, please DM us on the numbers on the screen. And if you have a device like this, please send it to us and we are going to help you repair the device. And as you can see, the phone is powering on, but it takes us to the recovery mode. All right, and I'm going to press the reboot right now. So this phone might need software repair as well. Okay, it might need us to wipe all the data, but we need to get in touch with the owner of the phone before we go ahead and erase their data. All right, maybe they don't want us to do the software aspect. We need to communicate with our client to know if they want to receive the phone back this way, or they want to go ahead and allow us to do the software aspect of this device as well. All right, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you've learned a lot of things from this video. I'm going to see you again in the next video. Peace.